Hey everybody, I am going to try this again, and hopefully the video works this time. We are talking about adjectives today. So adjectives, as you know, describe nouns or pronouns, and we're going to learn a little bit more about adjectives, different types of adjectives, how they function in a sentence, and then we're going to be able to put adjectives in our sentence diagrams. If you didn't do this last week, that's okay. This is going to be the assignment again for today, and if you already got the adjectives assignment done, there will just be an extra credit assignment to do today. Alright? So, without further ado, adjectives! Sorry guys, I'm tired. It's Sunday night, and also I just drew a line and I don't know how to fix it. What did I do? Clear pen markings. Oh no. I'm confused. Okay. What did I do, guys? Alright, let's just go with it. So, although there are many kinds of adjectives, the following two rules apply to all of them. Number 1, adjectives modify or describe nouns and pronouns. For example, an adjective modifying a noun, the pretty dress had a hole in it. We ask, what kind of dress? The pretty dress. So pretty is modifying our noun dress, right? There's also adjectives modifying pronouns. So almost everybody brought a gift. Everybody is our pronoun. What about everybody? Almost everybody, okay? And then adjectives also tell which one, what kind, and how many. So, for example, the purple jacket is on sale. Which jacket? The purple one, right? A kind word can change the world. What kind of word? A kind word, okay? And 4 geese escaped the pen. How many geese? 4, right? An adjective usually appears before the noun or pronoun it modifies. I love my new car. What word does new describe? It describes the noun car. Thus you know that new is an adjective because it describes a noun. It tells which car or what kind of car. My new car. Nearly everyone likes pizza. Everyone is a pronoun. It may be harder to see what nearly tells us about everyone, but since it describes a pronoun, it is an adjective. Nearly everyone likes pizza. What about everyone? Nearly everyone, okay? How do I turn this off? What did I do? Oh, okay. And then going back to the first week of this trimester, we talked about articles, right? A, an, and the. Those 3 are always adjectives, okay? There are 2 indefinite articles, which are a and an, and 1 definite article, the. Since articles modify nouns and pronouns, they are adjectives. Articles are like signposts on a highway. They show that a noun is coming, though the noun may not be the very next word. For this reason, they are noun indicators. The article may come just before the noun, or there may be some modifiers between the article and the noun. She found an apple in the fridge. A rusty hinge broke. A quick tip, use a before a consonant sound. So a car, a unit. Use an before a vowel sound. An apple, an honor. I know that this comes more easily to you guys, but I'm certified in teaching English as a second language to people who are learning English for the first time, and this is something that they have a lot harder time with. So just keep that in mind, maybe. I know it comes innately, but I don't know, it's interesting. Alright, possessives. A possessive shows ownership. Possessive words are adjectives when they modify nouns and pronouns. For example, I love Angie's dress. What word does Angie's describe? It describes the dress. Because the dress is a noun, the word Angie's must be an adjective. The adjective, Angie's, tells which dress. Possessives also imply indirect ownership. Today's news, society's values. Also with possessives, we always have the apostrophe with an S, right? To show that it's possessing something, okay? Possessives also imply indirect... Oh, I just read that, y'all. Sorry. Like possessive nouns, some possessive pronouns, such as my, yours, his, her, its, ours, and their, modify nouns and function as adjectives. My leg is broken. Whose leg? Mine. So my is our adjective there, right? They offered their apology. Whose apology? Theirs. So there is, again, modifying apology. So just remember that possessive pronouns are not always adjectives. You have to really look at the context of the sentence and what it is being used for, okay? And then we have predicate adjectives, aka subject complements, something we talked about near the middle of last week, right? In sentence pattern number 5. So adjectives don't always appear next to the word they modify. For example, my problem was serious. Serious describes the noun problem. It tells what kind of problem, a serious problem. This sentence follows the subject, linking verb, subject complement sentence pattern. Subject complements can be 3 parts of speech: nouns, pronouns, or adjectives. When adjectives serve as subject complements, they always appear in the predicate of the sentence, aka the verb, right? For this reason, they are called predicate adjectives. Predicate adjectives follow linking verbs and modify the subject. Thus, serious is a predicate adjective. Adjectives that modify pronouns, often appear as subject complements. For example, she is happy. So, what you're going to do, get out your piece of paper, MLA format as usual, and then title it adjectives, please. Make sure you are titling the papers, because sometimes they get confusing as to what I'm grading. And I don't want you to take a picture and insert the wrong picture, because that has happened before as well. Okay, so you're going to copy the following sentences on a separate piece of paper, and then you're going to circle the adjectives and draw an arrow to the words they modify. So here's my first example. Nobody completed the difficult assignment. Okay? So what I usually do is find the subject and the verbs first, because we know those aren't adjectives, right? Subject, verb, and direct object, if there is one. So completed is our verb, right? That's our action. Who completed? Nobody. Nobody completed what? The assignment. So that's our direct object. So we know those 3 things aren't adjectives, right? Now let's look at the rest of the words. Almost, what is the function of that, right? Almost is modifying nobody. The difficult assignment, right? What kind of assignment? Difficult. And the is modifying assignment as well, right? The is an article, always an adjective. And it's not talking about the difficult, right? It's talking about the assignment. Okay? They are happy about the new rules. Are is our verb. They is our subject. It looks like happy because we have a linking verb here. It's a subject complement, which is also an adjective, predicate adjective. So who's happy? They are. So happy is describing them. About the new rules. We know about is a preposition. The new rules. Okay? So we know rules is a noun, right? It's person, place, thing, or idea. So what about the rules? Well, we know they're new. And we have an article. And it's not the new, it's the rules, right? And the last example, my grandmother is really old. So we know grandmother is a subject, is the verb, and then old is our subject complement, which means it's an adjective. Who's old? Grandma, right? And really is not an adjective here, right? It's an adverb. My, whose grandmother? My grandmother, okay? And then let's do number 1 together. The antique mirror cost a small, not a mall fortune. Okay, sorry about that. The antique mirror cost a small fortune. Okay, so cost is our verb. What cost? The mirror. The mirror cost what? Fortune. So that's our direct object. Now let's look at everything else. What kind of mirror we have? We have, oops. Oh my gosh. We have, sometimes my iPad gets all weird. Antique, right? And not the, antique, the mirror, okay? And then fortune, we know is a noun. What kind of fortune? A small, and then a, okay? So go ahead and pause me, complete numbers 2 through 5 on your own. Copy down number 1 as well, so I know that you know how to do it correctly. And then I will see you in the next one. Alright, so we're going to talk a little bit more about adjectives. Just very briefly, these are a bunch of different types of adjectives that you may come in contact with. And I'm just hoping if you hear about it and we go through the examples, you'll be able to recognize them easier. Okay? So proper adjectives are derived from proper nouns. Remember, proper nouns talk about specific persons, places, things, or ideas, right? So McDonald's would be a proper noun, or Miss Brown, right? Or Venice, Italy. So in this case, adjectives are also proper, but they're using, their function is to describe something, right? So in this example, this Renaissance painting is very valuable. We have a Renaissance that's describing painting. And Renaissance is a proper name. It's the name of an era, right? Demonstrative adjectives. When this, that, these, and those modify nouns, they are demonstrative adjectives. This meat is raw. These people are waiting. That answer is wrong. Those pickles are sour. Indefinite adjectives. Each, every, either, neither, another, some, all, many, most, and both modify nouns. They are indefinite adjectives. Every child deserves a good home, right? Interrogative adjectives. So you might remember back in the old days of elementary school, you learned different types of sentences like declarative, all of that stuff. And you also learned interrogative, right? Those are the questions in a sentence. You're interrogating somebody with questions. It's how I always remembered it. So we have interrogative adjectives, the same type of idea. It's when what, which, and where modify nouns with a question. And which answer is correct should have a question mark. Relative adjectives. When what, whatever, which, whichever, and whose modify nouns. Whatever answer I choose will be correct. And then we have numerical adjectives. So we have cardinal numbers, which are like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we also have ordinal numbers, 5th, 1st, 3rd, 28th, right? So, for example, 2 people offered to help me, okay? 2 is modifying people. And my first reaction is simple. First is modifying reaction, okay? So, next, set on your piece of paper, you're going to copy down the sentences, encircle the adjectives, draw an arrow to the words they modify, okay? So same as the last set, but this time you learned a few more types of adjectives. So we're going to try them all, okay? Here's the example. 3 graduates filled these positions. We know filled is our verb. Who filled? The graduates. So that's our subject. Graduates filled what? Positions. So that's our direct object. And then how many graduates is our question? We have 3. So we know 3 is modifying our noun graduates. And which positions? These positions. So these is modifying positions. Okay. Go ahead and do 1 through 5 on your own. Pause me and meet me in the next one. Okay, so now we're going to learn how to sentence diagram adjectives. Adjectives have 2 positions. Sorry. It's Sunday night. Oh, I'm tired. Predicate adjectives. The adjectives that follow linking verbs and serve as subject complements appear on the main line following the linking verb and a backslash on his diagonal line. So this is he is happy, right? We learned how to do this last week. Subject complement. The thing right here points back to the subject. So all other adjectives go on a backslash diagonal line between the word they modify. Okay? If more than one adjective modifies the same word, each has its own diagonal. Do not place an adjective directly under a verb, since adjectives never modify verbs. So for example, the strong, healthy athlete exercised. We see that exercises are verbs or actions, so we put it on the second part. We see that athlete, who exercised athlete, so that's our subject. And what about the athlete? The strong, healthy. They're all in their different lines, okay? Underneath what they modify. Next, we have the poor lonesome beggar gave the wealthy man his last dime, right? Gave is our verb, so we put it here. Beggar is our subject, because who gave? The beggar. Beggar gave what? The dime. And then remember indirect objects. Beggar gave dime to whom? The man, okay? And then we put our adjectives on diagonals, right where they, right under where they're modifying. So the poor lonesome is modifying beggar, right? And then the wealthy man, right? What kind of man? The wealthy. And then what about the dime? What kind of dime? His last, right? So, last assignment. On your paper, you're going to copy down the following sentences and underline the subject once, the verb twice, and then circle all of the adjectives. Describe each sentence. Not describe, diagram. Oh, no. The diagram. Guys, I need coffee at like 8 p.m. Each sentence and each word will have a place on the diagram, okay? So, my current boyfriend has 4 sisters, okay? We know has is our verb. Sisters is our subject complement. So that should actually go like that. Because has is a form of to be. It's a linking verb. Whose sisters? Boyfriend. So boyfriend is our subject. Sisters is our subject complement. Okay? AKA our predicate adjective. And what other words we have? We have my current. So my boyfriend and current boyfriend, right? And then 4 is modifying sisters, telling us how many. So go ahead and do 1 through 5. And then you're going to take your picture and upload it here. Remember, you just click insert picture and upload. Okay? Please let me know if you have any questions. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, y'all.